Thank you for joining me for Remember, Recover, Recreate as we look at the impact of faith when you're dealing with loss and grief. Death, when it's sudden, tragic, or violent, will challenge your faith. You may question God, get angry with God, or abandon your faith practices slowly or suddenly based on the loss of a loved one. Oftentimes what happens when there's a loss, it's common for people to start to blame God. You may find yourself dealing with confusion, denial, blame, anger, bitterness, helplessness, and just wondering, what happened? Right? That's what that confusion is. When you're in denial, you might ask questions like, why them? Why now? It can't be. I just spoke to this person. I just saw them. It can't be. They were so young. You might find yourself dealing with blame, and it sounds like, why didn't God stop this? Why didn't God see this? Why didn't I know? I'm a person of faith. I practice my faith. I'm close to God. Why didn't I get a sense that this could happen? It's that feeling of being betrayed and being helpless. If you're dealing with anger, you might find yourself asking a lot of why questions. Bitterness sounds like you saying to yourself, things could have been different. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if I was there? What if I spoke to them? What if they didn't go to work that day? What if they didn't get in the car? What if they didn't drive that motorcycle? Right? Bitterness is thinking that in some way that something could have been done to make it different. And so therefore you're holding on to that. And when you're feeling helpless, you might find yourself saying, what now? What if I lose somebody else? Because now you feel more vulnerable than ever. When dealing with grief, it's important to know that rebuilding will take time. That you can begin to release the pain by talking to other people that are understanding, by sharing your questions, your thoughts, your feelings, by just allowing yourself to have a physical release by crying it out, letting the tears flow, by taking the time to really take care of yourself, by implementing some self-care routines like going to sleep early or just taking time to walk and sort through the many emotions and thoughts in your mind, by taking the time to jot down and journal some of your thoughts and feelings. We can also remember that others in the faith have suffered, and by remembering that, by using your faith to recount what are other people in the faith that have had these experiences, how did they handle them, and using some of those lessons to help you in getting answers to your questions related to faith and loss. Looking at how they handle the pain and saying, how is that similar to what you're feeling? Whether they handled it well or handled it badly, or whether they had ups and downs, and for some they might have healed quickly and some of them it took a long time. But just really getting further into your faith to study that and find out those principles. It's important to, as you try to wrap your head around how do I manage my faith with these feelings of loss, to reconnect yourself to the truth of your faith and the truth about God. Because when we're angry, we're only going to see things from the lenses of anger, from the heart emotion of anger. But when we reconnect ourselves to our faith, to our truth, we start to see the other side. We start to come to an understanding that helps bring about healing. At this time when you're struggling with your faith and loss, it's more important than ever to feel comfortable to talk to God, to feel comfortable to talk to another person in your faith, to start to search for the hope that you once had from those very same faith beliefs and principles. Because the faith principles and beliefs have not changed because you're enduring a loss. They were once helpful. They were once something that you leaned on. Continue to search, continue to lean on, continue to allow it to challenge some of your anger and pain and bitterness and feelings. Allow your faith beliefs and principles to help you through this process, even if it's challenging, that process. And then think about what are some ways that it would be helpful to reframe the story or reframe the pain to bring about comfort, understanding, grace. And be sure that as you go through this, go through it with help. Whether it's a trusted individual, whether it's a professional counselor, or someone in your faith, a leader in your faith, but get the help that you need to process these feelings, these uncertainties, these questions related to your faith. You can go through the broken pieces and the pain and start to pick them up and start to heal and start to understand your faith either in a deeper, new way and make some conclusions that allow you to both believe and heal. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both. And so I just want to encourage you, as your faith is being challenged, to go deeper, to not abandon the thing that once gave you hope, but to also allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself to question, to search, to express, to connect, and to heal. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.